Fantastic Voyage from 1966 is a film that's probably best remembered by an older generation of film fans as one of those inspired one-offs that occurred during the demise of the old Hollywood studio system. Ambitious in scope, yet tiny in scale, full of big ideas and wooden dialogue in equal measure, testing the limits of what was possible with practical effects with some surprisingly effective and goofy results. For a younger generation, it's helpful to look at what the film was attempting to achieve outside of being entertaining and the political context of its narrative to fully appreciate what it was supposed to be, which was the inception of its era. That is, a science fiction movie that was actually an homage to James Bond and spy movies in general, using high-tech gadgetry to bring the viewer into a hitherto unseen world of danger. Fantastic Voyage is about the Cold War between the US and the USSR, where miniaturization technology has replaced nuclear weapons as the next frontier of warfare, where the battle between democracy and communism is literally being waged within the human body itself. Looked at from this point of view, it's hard not to notice how these ideas of being attacked from without and within come to reality in the post-9/11 war on terror, not only within Western military circles, but in Islamic extremist philosophy as well. It's also a film that spares no expense in showing how large an apparatus the Cold War was, as evidenced by the sprawling combined miniature defense forces complex with its multiple levels of offices, personnel, and scientific hardware, itself another body in danger of infection by sleeper agents like the duplicitous Dr. Michaels. In the tradition of one of the best Cold War films ever made, Dr. Strangelove, Fantastic Voyage is also a film that proceeds in real time, and this is the thing that makes it especially effective as a thriller, and even as horror. After 40 minutes of slow build-up, the Proteus enters the bloodstream, and they have 1 hour of real time to complete their mission, at which point they will start to deminiaturize and become a threat to the body, triggering the immune system to attack. The slowness of the introduction now pays off as everything in the film narrows and constricts with time and physical pressure right to the very end, reaching a horrifying climax as the white blood cells finally attack the Proteus. There's so much in Fantastic Voyage that could be crafted in this day and age into a truly fantastic reboot, not only in terms of visuals, which could be improved in every way, except for the Proteus design, which is still really cool, but in terms of what we know now about the body and the immune system, and also how much our perceptions of Cold War and terrorism and malign foreign influence have changed over the years. It'd be really fertile territory for the right screenwriter, and it's a reboot I'd really like to see. As it stands on its own, though, Fantastic Voyage is still an inspired and effective thriller if you can accept how it stretches and compresses its runtime to make the last hour as tense as possible. It's a film I definitely recommend to a younger audience that may not be familiar with it, especially those interested in espionage and how it was perceived and propagandized in the medium of film at the time.